वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Hello friends, welcome to season 3 of Sikh History Sakhi podcast. I am Harpreet Kaur, your host. My dear friends, has it ever happened that you felt absolutely certain about something and said, I would never do that? Yet, a few days later, circumstances changed and you found yourself doing the very thing you once judged or rejected. It happens to all of us, isn't it? In those moments, life humbles us. It reminds us not to be too proud of our opinions, status, or self image. After all, ego often hides behind certainty and appearances, but sooner or later, the truth reveals itself. And that is exactly what we will learn from today's Sakhi, a powerful lesson on how ego can blind us and humility can set us free. As we all know, wherever there is light, shadows often follow, and wherever positive change begins, there are always some who resist it. Now, Goindwal Sahib started flourishing even more after the completion of Wali Sahib. More and more people started settling in and were drawn to Guru Amar Das Ji's message of equality and seva. Among those who settled, there was a Tapa, that is, a ascetic, a man deeply proud of his high caste status, who found it very difficult to accept the social transformation taking place around him. Let me tell you why. He strongly opposed the institution of Guruji's langar, where all people, regardless of caste or background, sat together as equals in one line, that is, pangat. Unable to accept this social revolution, the Tapa began spreading false rumors about Guru Sahib and warning people that sharing meals with those considered low castes would diminish their status and spiritual standing. However, Guruji's Sangat remained the same and kept on growing. And one day, after the completion of Wali Sahib, Guruji organized a huge langar and invited everyone, including the Tapa. But he refused. However, even after repeated invitations from Guruji, the Tapa refused to attend, that sitting in Pangat with low castes was below him. But my dear friends, Guruji then made an unusual announcement to bring the Tapa to Langar, as mentioned in Sri Suraj Prakash. जेको गुर कर भोजन खै है, एक रुपया दच्छन पै है, तो भी तपा सो आयो नहीं, पुन गुरु बचन क्यों सब माही. Meaning, it was announced everywhere that anyone who would eat in langar would be given 1 rupee. Friends, in those times, 1 rupee was extremely valuable. But even then, the Tapa stayed away. Guruji then increased the amount from 1 rupee to 2 and then to 5. But the Tapa did not move at all. However, the irony was that while his ego kept him from sitting in langar, his greed was becoming harder to control. He wanted the rupees. Friends, haven't we all experienced moments like this? Deep down, we know what is right, but our ego refuses to let us take that step. This is exactly the struggle the Tapa faced. We worry about what others will think, how we will look, or whether admitting we were wrong will hurt our pride. Thus, Gurbani reminds us, as mentioned in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji on Ang 466, haumai dheerag rog hai, daru pi ismahe, meaning ego is a deep rooted disease, yet its cure also lies within. Now, as the reward was raised to a gold coin, many of the Tapa's followers left him behind and joined the Pangat. They sat shoulder to shoulder with people from every background, embracing the equality Guruji had established. But the Tapa could not do the same. He wanted the gold coin, yet his ego would not allow him to sit in the very Pangat he had spent years criticizing. So he came up with a plan. If I go now, people will laugh at me, he thought. Instead, I will send my son. Unable to overcome his pride, he chose deception over humility. And when his son could not enter the langar area through the crowded entrance, friends, the Tapa did something unbelievable, as mentioned in Siri Suraj Prakash. पकड़ पीत पर पूत चढ़ायो सो गिर पर्यो पीत ते तरे टूटी टांग रुदन बहु करे, meaning in his greed, hoping to claim the gold coin without showing his face, the Tapa secretly lifted his young son over the back wall of the langar area. But things did not go as he planned. The child fell hard into the courtyard and broke his leg. His cries echoed, and the Sangat immediately rushed to help him. Everyone recognized Tapa's son and asked him what had happened. The innocent boy revealed everything. My dear friends, in that moment the truth came out. The man who preached superiority had been exposed by his own greed. The one who claimed others would become polluted by sitting in Pangat had secretly wanted its reward all along. Moreover, all of this is also mentioned in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji on Ang 315 as Tapa na hove andron lobi nit maya no fire jajmaliya. ਅੱਗੋਂ ਦੇ ਸੱਦਿਆ ਸਤੈ ਦੀ ਭੇਖਿਆ ਲਏ ਨਾਹੀ ਪਿੱਛੋਂ ਦੇ ਪਛਤਾਏ ਕੈ ਆਣ ਤਪੈ ਪੁੱਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹਾਲਿਆ ਪੰਜ ਲੋਕ ਸਭ ਹੱਸਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਤਪਾ ਲੋਭ ਲਹਿਰ ਹੈ ਗਾਲਿਆ ਜਿੱਥੈ ਥੋੜਾ ਧਨ ਵੇਖੈ ਤਿੱਥੈ ਤਪਾ ਪਿਟੈ ਨਾਹੀ ਧਨ ਬਹੁਤੈ ਡਿਠੈ ਤਪੈ ਧਰਮ ਹਾਰਿਆ ਭਾਈ ਇਹ ਤਪਾ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੀ ਬਗਲਾ ਹੈ ਵੈ ਸਾਧ ਜਨਾ ਵਿਚਾਰਿਆ meaning Guru Sahib explains that a person cannot be called a true ascetic if their mind remains attached to greed and worldly desires. The Tapa initially rejected Guruji's invitation, but when wealth was offered, he abandoned his principles and even sent his son in search of the reward. Witnessing this hypocrisy, the Sangat recognized that his actions were driven not by spirituality but by greed. Like the bird stork that appears calm on the surface while hunting beneath the water, the Tapa outwardly displayed holiness but inwardly remained consumed by worldly attachment. However, my dear friends, the merciful Lord, the benevolent Guru, Guru Amar Das Ji gave langar to both Tapa and his son, along with the gold coin. But his reality was exposed to everyone. Friends, this Sakhi reminds us that ego can make us reject the very truth we need to accept. Guru Amar Das Ji teaches us that true greatness lies not in status or pride, but in humility and equality. As we end today's episode, let us reflect not if we are like the Tapa, but where is it that the Tapa appears within us? How often does our ego stop us from admitting we were wrong? And how often do we judge others while ignoring our own shortcomings? I hope this brings some peace to your hearts. Thank you.